Hey everyone's Jackal Wolf back in Core Keeper with another Let's Play tutorial video. Last episode we went over how to join a multiplayer game, how to host a multiplayer game. Since then I've actually done my first multiplayer stream. You can go check that out on my channel. It was a lot of fun. This episode I'm going to go over one of the most important aspects of the early game. That is going to be your food production. Now, hunger is a big mechanic in the game. If your hunger drops down, you start losing health, you lose buffs. Keeping that hunger up is going to be super, super important. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about farming, we're going to talk about finding your early seeds, and we're going to talk about farm maintenance. All of which are going to be important going forward. So let's jump into the game and get right at it. All right, so here we are back in the game. The first thing we're going to need to do some farming is we're going to actually need some seeds. Now, I picked up a bomb pepper seed a couple of episodes ago when we were doing a little bit of exploring. I got that as a drop from basically harvesting a bomb pepper in the wild. Now, the other way that you can pick up seeds is by fighting slimes. They will drop seeds probably more reliably than, finding your food in the wild, because the wild food is limited, whereas the slimes are something that you're going to find, all over the place. So what we're going to do is we're going to go off do a little bit of exploring. There are 3 major plants early on in your sort of starting biome. We're going to try to get those by finding them in the wild. We're also going to try to get those seeds by fighting some slimes. So now, as far as finding plants in the wild, what we want to do is we want to look for the yellow sparklies at the edge of our screen. So let's go. Did I see? No, that's some ore up there. And actually, I think if we start heading in this direction. So here we go. Here is a plant that we haven't come across before. This is a glow tulip, and luckily we actually picked up a glow tulip seed at the same time. So that's awesome. We're going to go put those down in our inventory. And actually, let's take the bomb peppers and the bomb pepper seeds, put them down in our inventory. The third plant that we've got early access to, or access to early on in the game, is going to be this heart berry, of which I've actually got another one just up above me here. You can see when it's in the dark, it's got little sparklies there. You can kind of look for those as you're going around mining. All right, we got another one, but we did not pick up the seed, so let's keep on going here. Oh, all right, here we go. Here are some slimes. We can try to get some seeds out of them. Now, fighting slimes, you got this little bit of slime on the ground. Oh, there's a spiked one. We got to be careful of him. The slime on the ground will slow you down. You take a shovel, you can right-click that, pick that up. Makes it easier for you to run around. Now, the best way to fight slimes is to aggro them and then just sort of back off as they attack and then move in again. So this guy here, the spiked ones will attack us automatically. Oh, okay, I got lucky there. He almost had me trapped in the corner. I haven't got enough copper to make it. Well, I do have enough copper now to make a sword. You know what? Before we go and fight these slimes, let's go actually make ourselves a copper sword. All right, so I've got 6 copper. I'm going to go open up our basic workbench. For the sword, you can see in the bottom corner there, 6 copper bars gets us 1 copper sword. That's perfect. And looking up in my top corner, I'm actually getting really, really hungry. So we got to be careful about that. Do I have enough? I do. So I was going to do this a little bit later on in the episode, but I think it's probably important we do it right now. What we need to build ourselves a cooking pot is 2 wood and 6 copper bars, which I've got enough of. So we're going to go take those out, throw my copper back in there. And then we're just going to go place our cooking pot in the world, opening it up. What we've got here is 2 slots, a exit slot, and then we've got a cookbook. Now, we haven't actually cooked anything yet. This will fill in as we make the recipe. So to make a recipe, what you got to do is you got to combine 2 items. So let's start by combining 2 mushrooms. Once it's cooked, we get ourselves a mushy mushroom soup plus 20 food, 4.2 health every second for 20 seconds. So that is really, really good. Let's do the 2 bomb peppers together. There you go. That gets us a spicy pepper wrap. Let's do the 2 glow tulips together. That gets us a glowing tulip salad plus 5 food plus 4 glow for 2 minutes. So that's basically going to make you glow as you go around. So you won't need your torches in dark caverns, though once it runs out, you're going to be in the dark again. And then last but not least, for the ones that we've got the 2 heart berries. We're going to combine those together. And that is going to get us a hearty berry pudding, plus 19 food, plus 25 max health for 5 minutes, plus 2.8 health every second for 20 seconds. So that's a really, really good base food. Now, I've used up most of my glow tulips and my heart berries, but the other thing that you can do with this is you can combine 2 different foods together to get a 3rd type of food. And there we go. We have a mushy pepper wrap, 19 food, plus 21 movement, plus 4.2 health for 20 seconds. So that's going to be the basic of food prep. Play around with it. Try to find your best resources. It's basically going to come down to what you have the most of at any given time. There are a lot more food sources out there as well. Once we get into fishing, there will be some fish. Also, as you go out hunting, you're going to come across certain mobs that as a drop are going to drop food items. A lot of those food items can be eaten, and a lot of those food items can be cooked into something else like these. Now, to eat, we just got to put it in our hot bar and then right click, and there you go. You see our food bar went up. We got any additional buffs showing up here, as well as any buffs that we get for, keeping our health up. Let's eat that glow salad. Not much health out of that, but you can see we did light up more than a little bit there. See, this would normally be pitch black. We can now kind of see what's going on. All right, one more food. There you go. Health is up. There you go. Our health is pretty good. Our hunger is pretty good. Our health is all the way up, which is exactly what we want. Let's go try to get some more seeds by fighting some slimes. All right, so the round slimes will not attack you until you attack them. And then same strategy. Oh, and that guy actually dropped a seed, which is absolutely perfect. It was a bomb pepper seed, though. We're looking for that heartberry seed. There we go. So that guy dropped a heartberry seed. That's awesome. That's exactly what we want. So those are our 3 seeds. All right. Now, to do any sort of planting, what you're first going to need is a hoe and a watering can. Now, I took the gardener background when we first started the game, so I started with these naturally. If you took one of the other backgrounds, you're going to have to create yourselves a basic workbench. And then in that workbench, you can craft yourself a copper hoe with 4 wood and 2 copper bars, and a watering can with 4 copper bars. So relatively cheap, something you can get pretty easily early on in the game with only the minimal of mining. So when it comes to building your farm, one thing you're going to have to keep in mind is that you are going to constantly need a source of water. And as far as I know right now, this is still an early access game, so it might be something implemented in the future. There is only one way to get water, and that is from a water source. You go right click with your watering can, you can fill it back up. I do not know of any way to move this water other than to maybe go and dig a path with it. Now, this could be pretty labor intensive, and at the end of the day, it's not really necessary unless you really, really want a water feature somewhere else in your base. For right now, for a very, very simple farm, all I'm going to do is build it pretty much right next to my water source. To do that, I'm going to go take my hoe. I'm going to go and right click on the ground. Now, I'm just going to do a simple 3 rows here. And then I can go take my seeds and I go right click them on the ground. It'll basically ends up planting them. Now, these seeds will not grow until we water them. So I'm going to take our watering can now, and we're going to go water, 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 water everywhere. Let's have a drink. Now, the 3 seeds that we have access to early on in the game can all be planted in dirt. There are some other seeds that need to be planted in some other types of materials. For example, there are some seeds that can only be planted in a stone. So what I got is a little bit of a stone here. We can go, hoe that up. If I don't want this right now, I can go re-hoe it again, and it sort of fixes it. As far as other mechanics for farming goes, I think that's about it. I don't think it matters how close to the water you are. That's not like Minecraft. I don't think it matters what sort of light levels you have. All that matters is that you hoe the ground, you plant the seed in the appropriate ground, and that you water that seed. All we got to do now is basically wait for them to grow up. Once they've grown up, we can harvest them. Depending on your gardening skill, you've got a chance of getting a seed back. So for the most part, especially early on, you're going to be gardening at a loss when it comes to seeds. You're going to be harvesting more than the seeds that you get back. You're going to have to supplement those seeds by fighting slimes, by going out exploring, finding more seeds in your world. As you get better, there's a better chance that you're going to get a return seed. And I think even at a high enough level, you'd be a chance that you're going to get multiple seeds back from each plant. Hopefully there's a balancing point where after that skill level, you end up basically making seeds each time. And here we go. We can see them starting to grow up. This is stage 2. There's a third stage. Once that third stage is done, we can basically start harvesting them. You don't have to stand here and watch them like I'm doing right now. The best thing for you to do is go out in your world, do some mining, do some exploring. When you come back, you can deal with your garden. For the sake of this episode, though, I'm just sort of hanging out here. All right, here we go. They've just gone up to their secondary stage, so there is one more stage after that, and then these things are going to be fully growing. All right, and there we go. There is the final growth stage. All of them are growing up. While I was waiting for this to happen, I went and made some wood floors just to make this look pretty. Again, you guys can make this look any way that you guys want. There's certainly no rule or rhyme or reason to it. The aesthetics don't affect the farm, but it may affect, how you feel about your base. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and harvest all these guys here. And there we go. We got one seed out of the glow tulips. And we actually ended up getting 3 full seeds out of the bomb berries. I had one left over from last time. And then the little heart berry, we actually got a seed back from that as well, which is good. So we can plant that there. Plant those seeds there, but we've only got one left there. One thing we should make sure of. Oh, I got to eat something. Speaking of doing food, here you go. You can see now that my hunger is down so far. -1 reduced damage from starving. -2 reduced max health from starving. So I lost a bunch of health. And then -1.2% movement speed from starving. So this is going to get worse and worse as I starve more and more. All I got to do is eat something and it goes back up. All I got to do is go cook some more food, and then we're good to go again. So again, this is probably one of the most important mechanics of the game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys found it useful. If you did, please think about leaving a like and a subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter @JackalWolf. Also, check out the description below. There'll be a link to my Discord page. I would love it if you guys stop by to say hi. As well, to be a link to my Patreon page. If you enjoy this channel, if you enjoy this content you want to support, stop by, check it out. There are a lot of great perks out there for all of my supporters. But that is it. I'll see you guys next time. Good. Doing a little jig. Bye.